Objective Physical Geology, multiple choice questions with answers. These are the collection from various previous years question papers, and I hope these are useful for various competitive exams like CSIR, NET, GATE, GSI, civil services exams and other competitive exams of geology related subject. And welcome to set 14. Coming to the first question, the lifting and transport of solid particles of primary rock by wind is known as A. Abrasion, B. Deflation, C. Collision, D. Corrosion. So the lifting and transport of solid particles of primary rock by wind is known as a deflation. Deflation is a term of the geomorphology. This is used for the removal of the solid particles by wind. So from the Latin, deflare means to blow away. So wind erosion may be divided into two types as deflation. This is actual removal of the grains, and abrasion. That means the polishing and scoring of the rock surfaces by wind carried grains. So the lifting and transport of solid particles of primary rock by wind is known as deflation. B is the correct answer. Next question. The wear and tear of the country rocks by wind-borne particles is known as A. Abrasion, B. Deflation, C. Solution, D. Attrition. The wear and tear of the country rocks by wind-borne particles is known as abrasion. Wind abrasion is when rough particles which are carried in wind are used to break down rock and soil material by rubbing on their surface. So it is the fastest in places which experience high wind speeds, and this is also prevalent or prominent in places which are sandy because they have more abrasive particles. So A, abrasion is the correct answer. Next question. Angular rocks with faceted and polished surface are A. Ventifacts, B. Dunes, C. Inselbergs, and D. Hogbags. So angular rocks with faceted and polished surfaces are known as a ventifact. So a ventifact is also a wind faceted stone or wind canter. It is a rock that has been abraded, pitted and etched, grooved or polished by wind driven sand. So angular rock faces with faceted and polished surfaces is known as a ventifacts. Next question. Mushroom rocks with slender columns and wide tops are A. Hagback, B. Pedestal rock, C. Cuesta, D. None of the above. So mushroom rocks with slender columns and wide tops are known as a pedestal rock. A mushroom rock is also called as a rock pedestal or pedestal rock is a naturally occurring rock whose shape, as its name implies, it resembles like a mushroom. So the rocks are deformed in a number of different ways, like by erosion and weathering, glacial action, or from a sudden disturbance, like that. So mushroom rocks with slender columns and white tops are known as a pedestal rocks. Next question. Millet sands are formed by A. Deflation, B. Abrasion, C. Attrition, and D. Corrosion. So the correct answer is millet sands are formed by attrition. Sand that consists of smoothly rounded grains about the size of a millet seed and is generally indicative of prolonged aeolian or wind action. So millet seed sands are formed by attrition. C is the correct option. Next question. Ridge-like dunes developed with their long axis at right angles to the wind direction are A. Transverse, B. Longitudinal, C. Birchens, D. Parabolic. So ridge-like dunes which are developed with their long axis at right angles to the wind direction are known as the longitudinal dunes. A large elongated dune which lies parallel to the prevailing wind direction is known as a longitudinal dune. And longitudinal dunes, they usually have symmetrical cross sections, and they also generally form in areas which are located behind an obstacle where sand is abundant and the wind is constant and very strong. So ridge-like dunes which are developed with a long axis at right angles to the wind direction are known as a longitudinal. Next question. The edge of a drainage basin is called a tributary, B. Continental divide, C. Drainage divide, D. Distributary. The edge of a drainage basin is called as a drainage divide. The boundary line along a topographic ridge or along subsurface of formation separating two adjacent drainage basins is known as a drainage divide. C is the correct option. Next question. Crescent-shaped sand dunes facing the leeward direction are A. Longitudinal, B. Birchens, C. Transverse dunes, D. None of the above. So crescent-shaped dunes facing the leeward direction are known as a birchens. A birchen is a moving sand dune in the shape of a crescent. These birchens are primarily exposed to wind from one direction, so they live in sandy deserts. So B. Birchens is the correct answer. Next question. U-shaped sandy dunes whose point towards the wind are A. Transverse, B. Parabolic, C. Birchens, D. Drass. So U-shaped dunes whose point towards the wind direction, they are known as the parabolic dunes. So U-shaped mounds of sand with convex noses which are trailed by long like elongated arms are known as the parabolic dunes, and these dunes are formed from blowout dunes where the erosion of the vegetated sand it leads to a U-shaped depression. Okay, so that's why these are known as the parabolic dunes. Next question. Dunes with multiple faces are A. Parabolic, B. Star, C. Drass, and D. Burchens. So the correct dunes with multiple faces are known as a star dunes. Star dunes or pyramid dunes are named after their distinctive shapes, and they reach hundreds of meters in height. They are found in Africa, Asia, North America, and also have been spotted on Mars and Saturn's large moon. It's known as a Titan. So star dunes make up just under 10% of the dunes in the Earth's deserts. So dunes with multiple faces are known as star dunes. B is the correct option. Next question. Very large whaleback dunes with extreme heights and wavelengths are known as A. Transverse dunes, B. Longitudinal dunes, and C. Drass, and this is D. Parabolic. So very large whaleback dunes with extreme heights and wavelengths are known as Drass. So C. Drass is the correct option. Next question. Ridges left after the erosion of softer strata in deserts are known as A. Lewis, B. Inselberg, C. Jugens, and D. Yardengs. So the correct option is Jugen. Ridges left after the erosion of softer strata in deserts are known as a Jugen. A Jugen is a table-shaped area of the rock. These are formed in arid and semi-arid regions, and these are formed when more resistant rock is reduced at a slower rate and softer rocks around it under the effects of the wind erosion. So C. Jugen is the correct answer. Next question. Fine-grained, porous, buff-colored, silt-grade, unstratified wind deposit is A. Lewis, B. Humus, C. Jugen, D. Regolith. So fine-grained, porous, buff-colored, silt-grade, unstratified wind deposit is known as a Lewis. A Lewis is an unstratified and geologically recent deposit of silty or loamy material that is usually buff or yellow color and is chiefly deposited by the wind. And Lewis is a sedimentary deposit, and it consisting of large silt-sized grains that are loosely cemented by calcium carbonate. So Lewis is the correct option. Next question. Find the odd one out. A. Lemon, B. Adobe, C. Ediri, D. Jugan. So all these are like lemon, adobe, ediri. These are type of sand deserts, whereas a Jugan. So this Jugan is a hard resistant rock. This is known as sometimes it's a rock desert. So that's why Jugan is the correct answer. Next question. Isolated pillar-like masses in arid regions are known as A. Jugan, B. Inselbergs, C. Yardengs, D. Cuesta. So the correct option is isolated pillar-like masses in arid regions are known as Inselbergs. So Inselbergs, this is from the German word Insel, island, and Berg means mountain. So these are isolated hill that stands above well-developed plains. And also they appear not unlike an island rising from the sea. So the early German explorers of southern Africa, they were impressed by such features, and they dubbed the domed or castle-like highlands known as the Inselberg. So isolated pillar-like masses in arid regions are known as Inselbergs. B is the correct option. Next question. Ridges left between the successive U-shaped trough formed within the soft rocks are A. Jugan, B. Yardang, C. Inselbergs, D. Cuesta. So the correct option is the ridges which are left between successive U-shaped trough formed within the softer rocks are known as a yardang. A yardang is a sharp, irregular ridge. It's of compact sand lying in the direction of the current wind and is exposed in desert regions. B. Yardang is the correct answer. Next question. Sandy deserts are known as A. Reg, B. Serir, C. Hamada, D. Erg. Sandy desert are known as a reg. Reg is a sandy desert, whereas a desert pavement is also called as a reg in the Western Sahara. Serir, it is known as a serir in the Eastern Sahara. Gibber, this is in Australia, or Sai, this is in Central Asia. These are a desert surface covered with closely packed interlocking angular or rounded rock fragments of pebble and cobble size. So they typically top alluvial fans. So sandy deserts are known as a reg. A is the correct option. Next question. Stony deserts are known as A. Hamada, B. Erg, C. Serir, D. None of the above. So stony desert is known as a serir. C is the correct option. Next question. Rocky deserts are known as A. Erg, B. Reg, C. Hamada, D. Serir. So rocky desert is known as a C. Hamada. Next question. Which drainage pattern is characteristic of homogeneous rock surface of uniform resistance? A. Trellis, B. Dendritic, C. Parallel, and D. Radial. A drainage pattern which is characteristic of homogeneous rock surface of uniform resistance is known as a dendritic drainage. A dendritic drainage pattern, this is the most common, and this looks like a branching pattern of the tree roots. So it develops in regions underlined by homogeneous material. So that is the subsurface geology. It has a similar resistance to weathering. So there is no apparent control over the direction the tributaries take. So this drainage pattern is dendritic. B is the correct option. Hope you have learned some important aspects of physical geology. See you in the next video. Thank you for your time.